Hi, my beautiful boys and ghouls. So I figured I would try to persevere today and get over whatever it is that's making me feel a little sick right now. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do some eyeshadow because that's really what we want to focus on doing. Remember, the giveaway ends tonight, so be sure to jump on and comment on that video if you want to be eligible to win. Today we're going to use the Delancey Maelstrom palette. I got this recently and did a first impressions, and I did quite like the palette. I have already primed my eyes today using the Urban Decay primer potion, so let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm going to start with my little Crown double-ended brush. It's a chisel shader brush, and it's number C47 apparently. We're going to start with the fluffy side, and I'm going to dip into this shade here, which is Mystery. And we're going to buff that just above our crease. Going for a purpley look today for sure. Just feeling this palette and this purple today. Don't know why. I was going to do a Valentine's Day inspired look, but I suppose you could wear this for Valentine's Day. In all honesty, purple seemed to suit Valentine's Day, at least for me. But I was going to go like a red pinky look and just couldn't decide what I wanted to do, so we're going purple instead, because you can never go wrong with purple in my opinion. Just using that brush to kind of blend out a bit. I know it's getting all over my lid, but if need be, I will go in and use some concealer to cut the crease today. I will go ahead and I have better lighting if I actually lift my camera up and show you guys my look in the end, so that's what I will most likely go ahead and do. I just wanted to use this palette again and see if I still liked it just as much without the glitter and without, you know, having a little bit better idea of how the shades are going to perform. And so far, these are performing just as well as the reds look we did before. They are very pigmented. They don't seem to be too patchy for the most part. And then I'm going to jump in just real quick with a little fluffy blending brush. We're going to use the ColourPop E2. It's a tapered blending brush. Just slightly on the very edge to soften that up a bit. If I start sniffling, you guys, I'm sorry. I can feel where my sinuses are still acting up quite a bit, but I am feeling a lot better today. I actually think the majority of it, sadly, has moved into my ears because my ears are hurting, but I can handle that a lot better than the sniffling, to be honest with you. You guys know we are genetically predisposed to handle a lot of pain, so I just kind of try to go with it. I did already do my face makeup today. I'm just wearing the Smashbox Camera Ready BB Water. I just wanted to do a light formula foundation on my face today. I wasn't feeling like having anything too heavy on my face. We're going to go ahead and we're going to dip into the color Tempter, which is a darker purple, and focus that just slightly above the crease, mostly on the outer corner of our eye, but bring it in about half to 3/4 of the way through the crease. I am not scared to put a shimmer in my crease. I know that's against the rules, but I'm going to do it anyway. I just want this to be a nice kind of smoky purple look today. And then again, I'm using that crown brush. I'm just using the other side. I absolutely love this brush. You guys see me use it a lot. I did just wash it, but I'm definitely going to have to pick up another one of these before this one goes out on me, because I find I reach for this brush all the time. It is my favorite, like, bullet type brush. Going back in with that ColourPop brush to blend out our purple Tempter shade. Again, just slightly. I don't do a whole crazy amount of blending, just enough to get everything to look kind of seamless. And then I'm going to dip into the shade Stroke on this brush as well, using my color switch off camera. Stroke is a really deep burgundy shade. Actually, it's right here. And I do mean super, super deep, almost to the point of being black. And we're going to focus that just on the outer corner up to the crease. Just to add some depth into that corner of our eye. As we will most likely throw on a winged liner. I don't think I'm going to do that on camera today, but I'll come back and I'll do a quick final looks video for you guys. And we're going to grab our ColourPop brush using my color switch to get the color off the brush in case we decide we were going to use that again. And using the ColourPop blending brush to pull that up just slightly. And I do have an issue in this side where we went out a little bit farther on that color, so just kind of blending to get that harsh line to go away. At least the majority of it, because once we throw on our liner, you won't really notice it anywhere near as much. And I am going to grab, this is the It Love Beautifully Essential Concealer Brush, number 212. I am going to, this is actually Tarte Shape Tape. I just put it in a little container so it would be easier to apply with a brush, because I just prefer to apply it that way. So going in and cutting the crease. And kind of avoiding where we've laid that purple down before. So it's going to be more like a half cut crease and then coming on our lid just slightly. I will show y'all in a minute. If you can't see it through my mirror. So that's what we're doing on our eye. And I will lay that color down and then blend it out here in just a second, a little bit more, I think. And I may add a glitter liner today as well, depending on what our lid shade ends up looking like. I'm not a big fan of cutting the crease this way, but I'm trying to get better at it, so that's why I'm doing it this way today. And then going back in, I've wiped the extra concealer off my brush, and now I'm just going back in with a much drier brush to pull that concealer just a little bit and get it to blend out. I always use the same brush when I'm doing this. I actually got it a little high on this eye, but that's okay. We can always fix. So we'll try to match this side up just slightly. And then, of course, once we lay down our color, we're going to go back in and refine everything. So I am going to dip into the shade Diva in this palette. It is this purple shade right here. Oh, I just bumped my phone. Sorry, guys. I am using this is the Elizabeth Mott All Over Shadow Brush. I don't know why I said Laura. I was thinking Laura Geller, and it's Elizabeth Mott. Sorry. This is the shade here. It is quite beautiful. And just packing that over our concealer. And then we'll go back in and refine our lines once we pack that down. I just really wanted to play with the purples in this palette today. There is some fallout, but me personally, I always just wipe that away with a brush and don't usually have too many issues. Even though these are heavily pigmented, they seem to wipe away fairly nicely. I don't know if it's the way I powder. I always use the Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder. I just really like that setting powder. It's just kind of an all-over powder that gives my face a nice seamless finish. And then we are going to go back in with our deep purple shades to blend everything the rest of the way. Just taking a big fluffy powder brush to wipe away the fallout that we have. So far, I'm okay with the eye look. I just want to go back in and re-add our purples a bit. So I'm dipping back into Tempter and following along where we put our concealer line and deepening that up. And then we'll dip back into Stroke as well. Like I said, just going for a very, very smoky purple look today. I am going to dip back into Mystery just slightly and buff that right along the edge again. And then, of course, we'll highlight our crease, our brow here in just a moment. Because I can't not highlight my brow. And yes, I know can't not is not proper English, but c'est la vie. And then going back in with the ColourPop fluffy brush just to blend that down slightly. And again, blending our Tempter shade slightly. And we're going to dip back into the palette and grab just a little bit more Stroke, which was the dark color, to darken up our corners again. I like to have a very dark outer corner on my eye, or very bold. I think it makes the shadows set a lot nicer, at least on me. And then taking our ColourPop brush. I don't know why I keep saying blush today, you guys. I'm not even wearing blush today. And I don't think I'm going to. So there we have our eyes. I'm trying to decide what color I want to use under my eyes. But to highlight the brow, we're going to go in with the shade Era. I was between that and Galaxia, but I think I'm going to stay a little lighter today and use Era to highlight along that brow. There is some fallout on this one. I just saw like a big chunk of fallout. But that's okay. At least it's a light shade, right? If you guys didn't notice, this brush is quite stained. It was a pink and white bristle brush originally. It is a clean brush, however, it just stained. I'm not sure what shadows I used with it that stained it, but it is definitely stained. So there we have that. I still really cannot decide what I want underneath my eyes today. So we're going to go in and highlight our inner corner with that same shade. I generally use the same shade on the inner corner of my eye as I do my brow bone. I don't know why, I just do. And I don't think I'm going to fight with liner on camera today, liner and lashes. But like I said, I'll come back and do a final look because I still haven't decided what lip shade I want to wear today. I think under our eyes, we are going to try the shade Mermaid, and I'm taking a chisel shader brush. I'm not actually sure what brand this is by. I think it may be a Crown brush. I could be wrong. Dipping in the shade Mermaid, which actually has a lot of kickback, but just following that along our lower lash line. So that is the shade Mermaid. This is a lot, this shade, the shimmer is a lot, I guess, chunkier formula, but it still blends out nicely. Just be aware that the formula itself is a little chunky when you pick it up on this kind of brush, at least. So there's that shade. Let's go ahead and throw on a liner in our waterline. We'll use Urban Decay 024. This is the 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil. It's just a nice black shade. There we go. So that is our eyeshadow look for today. Let me pick you up here so you can see what we're working with. I am going to go ahead and do a winged liner, maybe throw on some lashes, and then I'll come back and do a final look once I decide what lippy I'm going to use. But that is our shadow for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you lovelies on the next one. Mwah.